Good morning. I'm Rev Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I'm a Course in Miracles student and have been for the last 40 years or so. I have, for the last several years, I've been going through the lessons every day, once again, because I love them. And I ask Jesus for clarity when I read it, so that I can get the most out of it that I can get at this time. So maybe this year I will learn something new, and perhaps find another way to practice them. So after I do that, then I write down whatever comes into my mind. And that's what I'm sharing today. And today's lesson is 333. Forgiveness ends the dream of conflict here. Conflict must be resolved. It cannot be evaded, set aside, denied, disguised, seen somewhere else, called by another name, or hidden by deceit of any kind if it would be escaped. It must be seen exactly as it is, where it's thought to be, in the reality which has been given it, and with the purpose that the mind accorded it. For only then are its defenses lifted, and the truth can shine upon it as it disappears. Father, forgiveness is a light you chose to shine away all conflict and all doubt, and light the way for our return to you. No light but this can end our evil dream. No light but this can save the world. For this alone will never fail in anything, being your gift to your beloved Son. Well, this is a very important lesson. Conflict is so common in the world of separation that it's likely to be overlooked. And yet it is essential that we not overlook it. Here is an example of a common conflict. This morning, I was thinking about something that was said about me that put me in a light that I didn't like. I felt resentment. And so I let myself think about it. The resentment was caused by conflict, and if I pushed it aside and ignored it, the conflict would still be there. It would be there even if I didn't acknowledge it. And as Jesus says, all conflict must be resolved. So I thought about it freely. That is, I didn't govern my thoughts, but let them flow without constraint. I know how I should think, and the temptation is to skip over the reality of it straight to the healed thoughts. But that doesn't help. It's not forgiveness, and it doesn't heal anything. I must look at the conflict exactly where it is and how I've made it real. It doesn't matter that it was not very important, nor that the other person doesn't know he's part of my conflict. It is only my mind that needs resolution, and it is needed for even the slightest conflict. So I thought about what was said, and I let myself feel it fully. I noted the emotions that were felt. I asked the Holy Spirit to help me see what it was that was triggered, what belief that was lying just below the surface. What I saw was the image I have of myself and my defense of that image. I didn't think I was still doing that. So this was a golden opportunity to heal this once and for all. As I began to feel gratitude, there was more light in my mind. As a result, I could see this situation differently. The resentment began to feel silly, and I felt freer. In fact, I began to smile and then to laugh at the whole idea of defending my image. This is the miracle of a changed mind, and I cannot make it happen. I can only desire it and do the simple things that help me accept it. So let's look at the process again. I looked at the conflict without flinching. I let myself feel it and think about it. I decided I didn't want it, and so I forgave it. As my defenses were lifted, I let the light shine on it, and it disappeared. The thing that can hijack the whole process is the reluctance we can feel to look honestly at what is in our minds. A Course in Miracles students learn early on that their thoughts are powerful, and wrong-minded thoughts are the cause of their problems. As a result, it's easy to become afraid of our thoughts, and so we try not to dwell on them. We can do that spiritual bypass thing where we go from the problem straight to the solution without doing the forgiveness work. What we need to realize is this. First, we cannot control the thoughts that come into the mind. Secondly, we don't need to or want to do that. These thoughts and the feelings that go with them lead us to the beliefs that need healing. We don't need to be afraid of our thoughts. It's only when thoughts are believed that there is power in them. The most helpful thing we can do with our thoughts is to look at them with the Holy Spirit and let the light shine on them. Once we see them for what they are, we will no longer want the wrong-minded thoughts, and they will not affect us anymore. There, problem solved. So thank you so much for joining me today, for watching this video and doing this lesson with me. And I will see you tomorrow.